We'll start about 2-3 minutes earlier, chanting the Prarthana Slokas, and then we will go on to the class. Okay?
We can start from the recording. Start.
No, this another 2-3 minutes to go. I mean, is the recording happening? Suresh, can you come online?
Guruji, we are streaming. We are live. We are live
okay.
On YouTube.
Okay, that means there's no issue like last time, right?
No, Guruji. There will be no issue.
Okay. We'll start at 7:27. Okay, and 2-3 minutes will start. Okay, thank you. Dhanamji, Suprabhatam. We'll chant the second sloka today. Okay? Be ready. Okay.
Namaskaram.
Okay. Very good. Chaudhamini ji, namaste. Subramaniam, Ram Subramaniam. Please switch on the cameras, all of you. Thank you. Hari Om. Oh my goodness. All of you, please turn cameras. We'll start now. Okay, we'll start. Okay. Hardam Swagatam. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parambrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Shaja Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurte Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmatacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat-pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakatav Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Sri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Mudanmaham Om. I hope all of you access to the Prarthana Slokas. I would request one of our coordinators to put the link. If you don't have access, please click the link, download the Prarthana Slokas, and please chant with us at the beginning. The mind has to get oriented towards the class. And today being Sankashtahara Chaturthi in India, we will chant one special sloka for Ganesha and then start. Right? Sugandhi Shankar Madam, today is Sankashtahara Chaturthi and Ganesha is the writer of Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita. So we should remember especially Lord Ganesha. So let us chant the first sloka of Subramanya Bhujangam. Sada bala rupapi vignatri hantri mahadanti vaktrapi panchasya manya vidhindra bimrigya ganesha bhidame vidattam shriyam kapi kalyana murtihi Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om. Now we'll start the class. We'll start by chanting the first sloka which we all learned in the last class. And this we are not going to repeat. All of you will chant with me together. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So what is the summary of the last class? The summary of the last class, Ramesh Venkateshan, is that was summarized by our Dr. Suresh Iyer in the message that was sent out for the meeting note. All of you please chant that sloka. It's a wonderful sloka. Aho Shastram, Aho Shastram, Aho Guru, Aho Guruhu, Aho Jnanam, Aho Jnanam, Aho Sukham, Aho Sukham. Please understand that without Shastra, Guru and Jnanam, these three things, Shastram, Guru and Jnanam, one can never ever hope to attain that permanent peace and happiness that we are all looking for. Please understand, whether you like it or not, want it or not, believe it or not, all of us are doing everything in our life from morning to night, day in and day out, week after week, month after month, year after year, in that quest or search for the ultimate permanent happiness, permanent peace. And that is possible only by these three. What are the three? The systematic path of Shastram, Guru and Jnanam. And then only the Sukham will come. So it will be good for all of you to keep on internalizing this concept. Ram Iyer sir, Shastram, Guru, Jnanam. That should always be like, sa, pa, sa in your, Shruti, we say in Carnatic music, right? And the money is always, this should be in the back of the mind. So today we'll start with right earnest prayers to our Perivals and Krishna Paramatma and Lord Ganesha especially. Let us start the second sloka. Om Namostu Te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe.
Namostu Te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. Namostu Te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe.
Pullara Vindayata Patra Netra.
Pullara Vindayata Patra Netra. Pullara Vindayata Patra Netra.
Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha.
Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha. Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha.
Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha.
Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha. Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha.
All together. Namostu Te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. Pullara Vindayata Patra Netra. Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha. Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So as we discussed in the last class, the second shloka in the triplet of the first three shlokas is dedicated to, you should all be able to use the chat, okay, and able to communicate. See, our class is interactive. You can start sharing the knowledge you gained from the last class. Second shloka is dedicated to the Acharya. Please note down the structure is Acharya. So, Shastram, Guru, correct. Shastram, Acharya or Guru, and then Jnanam. And so, who is the author of Bhagavad Gita, which is part of the Mahabharata, the great Vyasacharya. So this particular shloka is dedicated to Vyasacharya, and so I will explain to you the overall meaning, then we'll do Pada-vibhaaga, Anvaya, and then the details, and that is the order. I'm going to go fast from this class. You have to keep up the pace, and if you don't follow, then please go back and listen to recordings. Okay. The shloka says, Oh, Vyasacharya, straight away addressing to the great Vyasacharya. And who is Vyasacharya? With vast knowledge. Please understand, it's a gigantic intellect. When we go to the details, you'll understand why Vyasacharya is the greatest intellect. The vast knowledge, who no one can be compared to Vyasa's breadth and depth of knowledge. So, Vyasacharya with such vast knowledge. And Vyasacharya's eyes are being praised. Eyes are not just the physical eyes. Please understand, when you come to Vedanta and our Shastras, the eyes physically is only one aspect. The other eyes is what is called the inner eye, which is able to see through the seeming, whatever. We think that the whole world is real, right? The eyes that can see, drishtam, the Brahma drishti that is there is also indicated. But here you can take as the eyes as large as the petals of full-blown lotus. Imagine a full-blown lotus. The petals are so big, right? So Vyasacharya's eyes were supposed to be so big, indicating the dirgha drishti, the far-sightedness. Okay, so that is only manifestation of the great far-sightedness that was there with Vyasacharya. And so the sloka says, salutations to you, O Vyasacharya, by thee alone. In respectful terms, we also say by thee, respectful sir, by thee alone has been lighted this lamp of wisdom. Please understand again and again, Bhagavad Gita Shastra is the path of knowledge, path of wisdom, path of jnanam. And this jnanam can be obtained by all of us. We as human beings have been bestowed with mind and intellect. Use that intellect, get the jnanam. So the sloka clearly says, hey Vyasacharya, by thee alone has been lighted this lamp of wisdom. And what is the beauty of this light, this particular lamp? It has got an oil. The oil is compared to the Mahabharata. So now I'll explain to you the beauty of this sloka. Imagine a lamp. We all light a lamp, right? We all light a lamp in which it could be a container, could be a mud pot, or it could be a copper or whatever, right? In that there is oil, there is wick, and there is a flame. Please understand, the oil is being compared to Mahabharata. So the fundamental infrastructure required for Bhagavad Gita, the fundamental infrastructure required for an oil lamp, it's not like electrical lamp, you switch on and it comes on. There is a huge significance for lighting lamp with oil or ghee. Please understand. Artificial light is artificial light only. Natural light has got special significance. We learn over a period of time. So that oil is compared to Mahabharata, and the wick, thirin sollume in Tamil, the wick is compared to the Bhagavad Gita. And finally, what do you do with the wick? You simply leave the wick, is it? You have to light a lamp. That light of lamp that comes up in that particular oil lamp is the jnanam, wisdom. The light is always compared to jnanam in Vedanta Shastra. Please understand. And so that light which dissolves all darkness, which removes all darkness of ignorance, removes the darkness of sorrow, that light has been lit by the great Vyasacharya. What a beautiful comparison. Who can do this? So the oil is Mahabharata, wick is Bhagavad Gita, and the lamp, that particular flame, is the jnanam. Okay, jnana deepena bhasvata. Bhagavan says later in the Bhagavad Gita, Desham evan kampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha. So I am the person who will light the lamp of knowledge in the heart of individuals, he says. So that is what we need to understand, that Bhagavad Gita is a path of knowledge. So let us go into the Pada-vibhaaga. Namaha astu te Vyasaha. See, now Vyasa here is a Sambodhana. So you should say Vyasa only. Hey Vyasa, Vishala buddhe, Pullara vindayata patranetra, Yena Tvaya Bharata taila purnaha, Prajvalitaha, Jnanamayaha, Pradipaha. So what is Anvaya here? Hey Vyasacharya, Vishala buddhe, the one with vast knowledge, gigantic intellect. Please understand, that is the greatness of Vyasacharya. And what is the greatness of this gigantic knowledge? You all should know. Now go to the notes. I'll refer to the notes so that you are consistent with what is there in the notes. So glory of Vyasacharya, who is being described as gigantic intellect. You all please understand, today our Sanatana Dharma could not have survived without the great efforts of Vyasacharya. What did Vyasacharya do? He was known as Bhadarayana. He was born in an island, so he is called Krishna Dvaipayana. He was born in island, so called Dvaipayana. Dvipa means island. Born in island, so Dvaipayana. Krishna, because he was similar color to Lord Krishna. This is a beautiful comparison. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave. Namo Vai Brahma Nidaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. Don't forget all these things. In our class, you will get a lot of slokas. Please keep noting them down. Very relevant to the particular subject. So there is no difference between Bhagavan, Narayana and Vyasa. Vyasa is an amsha, a bhagam of great Narayana himself. So that's why the color also is same. So it's called Krishna Dvaipayana, the original name. He did a lot of tapas in Badrika Ashrama. So it's called Bhadarayana. And what did Vyasa do? Great Vyasacharya found that in Kali Yuga, the humans will not have the intellect to master all the Vedas. Please understand, Vedas were only one. And those Vedas were segregated into four. Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharva Veda. Some other day I will explain who are the chief disciples of Vyasacharya. Somebody who knows, please write. I don't have time to go through all those things. And he commissioned four of his disciples to learn the four Vedas. And through them, the entire Veda Parampara, Guru Parampara, Acharya Parampara started. That is the greatness of Vyasacharya. First great thing he did. Second thing, he then expanded the Vedas into 18 Puranas. Everybody cannot study the Vedas. 𝐈𝐦𝐻𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐚𝐧𝐭. And also special qualification required. So he wrote the essence of the Vedas rigorously in 18 Puranas, 18 Upapuranas. How to remember 18 Purana name? There is a sloka. If you are interested, one day I'll teach you that. So 18 Puranas, 18 Upapuranas. And then he found, even then our people cannot read all the Puranas. Let me condense all the essence of Vedas and Puranas into one. And so the Mahabharata was written beautifully. And Bharatam is called Panchamo Vedaha, because it contains essence of all that you know, that you need to know from the Vedas. And from that, even he found, even this people don't have time to study. So let me condense further from 1 lakh slokas into 700 slokas. And so the great Bhagavad Gita was beautifully composed in writing. So you know the way Vyasacharya dictated and Ganesha wrote, and you know there is a wonderful agreement between the two. So Vyasacharya called Ganesha and said, can you please write? Because he was the fastest writer. But Ganesha said, I will write, but if you stop in between, I also stop. Always Ganesha will put some condition. Please be careful with Lord Ganesha always. So it should be non-stop. But then Vyasacharya was also brilliant. So he told, fine, but you know what, Ganesha, you should understand the meaning and then write. You should not write simply, blindly. That is a message to us also. When you study the Gita, chanting is one part. Understanding meaning is another part. So if you see in the Bhagavad Gita, there are about 15-20 slokas where the understanding is very complex. The meanings are very deep. So even Ganesha had to take some time to recollect the meaning. Within that, the next pravaham, the flood of knowledge of Vyasacharya used to flow. So incessantly, the Gita flowed, the Mahabharata flowed from Vyasacharya, and Ganesha wrote, and such a wonderful, successful completion happened. So without Ganesha, nothing can happen. So once again, let us pay our salutation to Ganesha also along with Vyasacharya in this particular sloka. And so, composed the Bhagavad Gita. And Vyasa is one of the 7 Chiranjeevi or Sthirajeevis. Today I will teach you 2 great slokas that you can dedicate to Vyasacharya. And these are one of them is very rare sloka, you will not get anywhere. And in this sloka, Vyasa is compared to Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. So we say, no, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. And so this sloka goes like this. If you want, you can chant after me. I'll chant once, you chant after me. It's again there in the notes. That is why I say, please download the notes. It is not being given just for keeping it somewhere. It's very serious and systematic study of Gita. You should have your notes next to you. You should have the Gita book next to you. You should have a pen and paper or something to write. That is when your Gita study will be successful. If you want to be serious. There are 3 types of students. The casual, the curious, and the serious. You decide which category you belong to. If you are casual, Casual, ayaram, gayaram. Curious, only it will remain during the class. Serious, you will take it for your life. Please understand, Gita is a lesson for life. It has got lessons for every aspect of our life. And so, unless you internalize the Bhagavad Gita by studying systematically, yes, it requires revision. Yes, it requires some more mananam. It will happen. Pray to Bhagavan, pray to Lord Krishna, pray to Vyasacharya, pray to Lord Ganesha. You will get the memory power. You don't need to say, I'm 80 years old, sir. How can I remember? You are 80 years young. Please understand. 80 years physically old, but 8 years young is what you should feel when reading Bhagavad Gita. Very simple. I'm telling you, simplest shloka you can ever get. Very simple to learn. Here are the slokas on Vyasacharya. One of them is dedicated to Vyasacharya. Here it goes like this. The first one. Achaturvadano brahma vibhahuraparo harihi aphalalochana shambhu Bhagavan Badarayanaha. Together. Achaturvadano brahma vibhahuraparo harihi aphalalochana shambhu Bhagavan Badarayanaha. What does it say? Achaturvadano brahma. The real Brahmaji has got 4 faces, but Vyasacharya has got only 1 face. Achaturvadanaha. Without 4 faces, he is verily Brahma. Chaturmukha Brahma, the creator. And Dvibahu aparaha harihi. He doesn't have the 4 hands, the 2 dual shoulders of Mahavishnu. But even then, he is Sakshat Mahavishnu. Okay? So, Dvibahu aparaha harihi. Aphala lochana shambhu. Phala lochana means special eyes. Maheshwara has got the 3rd eye called Dhyana Chakshuhu. Whereas physically, Vyasacharya may not have the 3rd eye. Without the 3rd eye, Vyasacharya Sakshat Maheshwara. Aphala lochana shambhu Bhagavan Badarayanaha. Please understand. In all the Bhashya Vakyas, when Acharya mentions about Vyasacharya, he says Bhagavan Vyasaha. That is the kind of reverence Acharya Shankara had for Vyasacharya. So what kind of reverence we should have for Vyasacharya? Vyasa Purnima. Chaturmasyam is celebrated, started with total prostration to Vyasacharya. Please understand. And every Purnima is dedicated to the Guru. And the greatest Guru we all have, Vyasacharya. So please don't forget Vyasacharya. Although Vyasacharya is a Chiranjeevi. Somasundaram sir, Tallakai Vichikadinga. So Vyasacharya is Chiranjeevi. There is a shloka dedicated to the 7 Chiranjeevis, Sthirajeevis. We should chant every day morning. Saudamanaji, please practice all this shloka and teach your children. What does it say? Ashvathamo balirvyaso hanumamscha vibhishanaha kripah parashuramascha saptaite sthirajivinaha. Every day morning, please remember this. Ashvathamaha balihi vyasaha. Chiranjeevis. The Chiranjeevi is not, you don't need to say physically, sir, can I live 1,000 years, 20,000 years? No. Once you get Advaita Jnanam, you are Amaraha, Amritaha. Please understand. So that is what you will become Chiranjeevi. Physically, you may not be Chiranjeevi. Dhanamji? So chant again together with me. Ashvathamo balirvyaso hanumamsta vibhishanaha kripah parashuramascha saptaite sthirajivinaha. So every day morning, along with Karagre Vasate Lakshmihi, please chant this. Remember all these great people, the great inspiration for us as we start the day, to be on the path of dharma, to be in the path of truth every day, because our mind is fickle. It will fall into the deep well of unnecessary things. How to stick to that by prayers in the morning to all these great people is how we dedicate also dharma and punyam. So, coming back to shloka, so the lamp is being compared, the oil is Mahabharata. The wick, you should be starting to write in the chat box. The wick is Bhagavad Gita and the flame is Jnana. Okay? Nashayami Atma Bhavasthaha Jnana Deepena Bhaspata. Please put the reference shloka, you all should know. Tesham Evan Kampartham Aham Ajnanajam Tamaha. Nashayami Atma Bhavastaha. I will come and remove the ignorance. Bhagavan is saying that the way to supreme peace, happiness, removal of ignorance by knowledge. Nashayami Atma Bhavastaha Jnana Deepena Bhasvata. If you don't remember anything else, please remember the 4th pada, Himaji. Jnana Deepena Bhasvata. Jnana Deepena Bhasvata. So Bhagavad Gita is all about knowledge. As you go forward, you will understand that. So then, Pullana Vindayata Patra Netra. So for people who are very technical, Phulla, it's all Sandhi, it's not an independent word. I won't go to Sanskrit grammar, I'll give only meaning. Phulla means blossomed, full blossomed, fully blossomed. Aravinda means lotus. Please understand. For people who are biologically minded, it's called Nymphaea stellata. They say in the biological name, it's a lotus. Aravinda means lotus. So, in fact, for other people who want to know, Kamadeva has the Pancha Bana. In that one of the arrows is flower, the lotus flower. Okay. So, Aravinda, Ayata, Patra Netra. Patra means petals. Eyes, Netra means eyes. So, this is the description of eyes of Vyasacharya. Eyes as large as the full bloom lotus. Petals of a full bloom lotus. Then, what is the next one? Namaha, salutations. Namaha. Anvaya I'm going. He Vyasa, Vishala Buddhe, Pullara Vindayata Patranetra, Namaha. Astu. Astu means be. Te, to you. Salutations unto you. And Enatvaya, thee, by whom? Enatvaya, by whom alone? By thee alone. What happened? Prajvalitaha. It's all is karmani prayoga. It's all passive voice. Has been lighted. Pradipaha, the lamp. I told you, no, the person who is lighting the lamp of knowledge is Vyasacharya. Correct? Sarojaji? So, Vyasacharya is actually lighting the lamp. So, by thee alone has been lighted the lamp of wisdom. Jnanamayaha. See, please understand. Gita Shastra is Jnanamayaha. Jnanamayaha. Lamp of wisdom. And Bharata Taila Purnaha. Taila means oil. You all should know. Right? Taila Purna, full of oil. That's what our acharyas will say. Always when you light a lamp, let the oil be full. Don't do kanjusi in oil or a lamp or the ghee for lamp. Okay? So Bharata Taila Purnaha, filled with the oil of Mahabharata. So please now go through the Anvaya quickly. I'll go through Sanskrit on one side, English on the other, so that you get the complete message quickly. He Vyasa, Vishala Buddhe, Pullara Vindayata Patra Netra, Namaha Astu Te Enatvaya, Prajvalitaha, Pradipaha, Jnanamayaha, Bharata Taila Purnaha. What is the meaning? Oh Vyasacharya, the one with gigantic knowledge, gigantic intellect, vast knowledge, having eyes as large as the petals of a full-blown lotus. Salutations unto thee, to you, to thee, by whom has been lighted the lamp of wisdom, filled with the oil of Mahabharata. You add the wick of Bhagavad Gita. We should add. Some homework is given. Our Swami Vasu has given homework that you should add that the wick of Bhagavad Gita. Without wick, how will you cannot light straight away in the oil, right? The wick is the Bhagavad Gita. So what do we do when we light the lamp? Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhana sampada Chatru buddhi vinashaya deepajyotir namostute. So many slokas are there. So when all of you light the lamp in the morning, in the evening, please stand this particular sloka. Okay? And that is how you always remember that you have to remove the ignorance from the mind and bring the light of knowledge. So, and finally, what does this lamp, the light, do? It removes ignorance. And so Bhagavad Gita Shastra is the one that gives you wisdom, jnanam. And jnanam alone can give eternal peace and happiness. And that is why you also can remember another sloka. I'll keep giving sloka. You can revise it when you go to the revision and listen again. Sukham me sarvada bhuyat, dukkham abhut kadachana, iti che sarvasamanye, te jnana deva siddhyataha. Please understand. You cannot even remotely hope to get permanent happiness without jnanam. Sukham me sarvada bhuyat. All of us want happiness always. Okay, dukkham abhut kadachana. Sir, I'm happy, sir. In between, some kind of sorrow should not come, sir. Please pray so that I'm always happy, right? We don't do things. One, we want always happiness. Correct, Sarada madam? Another is some small sorrow should not come. Our mind will get upset. Sorrow will come, right? So we're praying for two things. Sukham me sarvada bhuya, dukkham abhut kadachana. Even little bit you don't want sorrow. Iti che sarvasamanye. Please understand, this is not only your desire. Everybody is desiring this, right? From Brahmaji to an ant is desiring the same thing. But is it possible? Only by te means Dvivachana here for Sanskrit students. Te. So, Satetaha te jnana deva siddhyataha. Only by jnanam, only by knowledge. Advaita jnanam, aham brahmasmi jnanam, tattvamasi jnanam, atma jnanam, brahma jnanam. That sukham me sarvada bhuya, dukkham ma bhut kadachana can happen. No other way it is possible. All others are only building blocks for jnanam. Your puja, dhyana, japa, please do all those things. Chitta shuddhi you get. Go to jnanam and you get that supreme peace and happiness. So I hope you're comfortable. Second shloka. Let's go to third shloka now. Dhanamji, please ready. This shloka dedicated to Bhagavan. Please understand. Shastram, Guru, Bhagavan. So what is it? Prapanna parijataya totra vetraika panaye.
Prapanna parijataya totra vetraika panaye. Prapanna parijataya totra vetraika panaye.
Dhyana mudraya krishnaya Gita duhe namaha.
Dhyana mudraya krishnaya Gita duhe namaha. Jnana mudraya krishnaya Gita duhe namaha.
Very good chanting, Dhananji. Very nice. Excellent. Please, all of you, please follow this. Okay. Chant together now. Prapanna parijataya totra vetraika panaye jnana mudraya krishnaya Gita duhe namaha. Om shanti shanti shanti. Please look at the pronunciation. Panaye. Krishnaya. So nakara becomes tatadadhana. So please practice. You have to put some effort. If you're not able to get the Sanskrit pronunciation properly, it helps. Chanting itself is good, but perfection in chanting, more marks. Like that, everything 70 marks, 80 marks, 100 marks, like that. You should excel in chanting also. So please note the totra vetraika panaye Krishnaya. So like you should not say ganana antva, ganana antva. All sandhi rules, all rules are there. Panini rules. I don't have time for that. Someday we'll take it up. So what is this shloka dedicated to? Krishna Paramatma. So through Shastram and Guru, you come to Bhagavan. What does it say? Here, the beauty of this particular shloka, I'm telling you, is a wonderful shloka. It'll take some time. Understand Bhagavan. What does Bhagavan do? What is nature of Bhagavan? In one shloka, the great saint has summarized this shloka. The running meaning is salutations to Lord Krishna, Bhagavan. In continuously in Gita, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. See, Bhagavan means Lord Krishna as far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned. Salutations to Lord Krishna. And what is the greatness of Lord Krishna here? Here, Lord Krishna is being worshipped as a person who is with the Jnana Mudra, Chin Mudra. You all have seen Dakshinamurti. Lord Dakshinamurti is Chin Mudra. Here, even Krishna Paramatma is compared to one having Chin Mudra, Jnana Mudra. That means what? There is no difference between Krishna Paramatma and Dakshinamurti. Please understand. Ekam sat vipraha bahuda vadanti. Rigveda mantra. There is only one truth. We only call it different names because we have got our own likes and dislikes. Sir, I like only Krishna, sir. I like only Parameshwara, sir. For Advaiti, only one. Ekamevadvitiyam. So, Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya. Then, what is the greatness of Bhagavan? Bhagavan is like a wish-yielding tree. There is a tree called Parijata Vriksha. And luckily, it is not in Bhuloka. If it was there, people will jump up and down and go and no, somehow there will be a stampede. It is only in heaven. Indra will take all the precious things for himself. Kamadhenu, this Parijata Vriksha, Allah, selfish fellow, he will take everything himself. So he's not giving it to us. But you pray to Bhagavan and remember, at least visualize. Bhavana, let us have Bhavana. That Krishna Paramatma is like wish shielding tree. He'll grant you anything you want. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. If you ask for it, whatever you ask, only he'll give. Later he's going to say, you have to ask for permanent peace and happiness. If you ask for lollipop, if you ask for small car, small house, you will get that. But you will find very soon that is not going to give you permanent happiness. So, indirectly, the message is that the great wish-shielding tree, Bhagavan, is equated to the great Parijata Vriksha, below which you can sit and pray, you will get it. And so, Bhagavan is like that. He will grant any wish. Sincere prayer, never a failure in English for you. Okay. And what is the requirement? Only prayer is not sufficient. You surrender totally to Bhagavan. Bhagavane, Adimulame. When Gajendra said, he told many things. Narayana didn't come. In Bhagavata, you know, right? He said, Adimulame, you are the origin of everything. You are the You are the creator of everything. And when he told it Adi Moolame, then Narayana presented himself and everything. You know the story. You don't have time for that. Please understand that. Total surrender to Bhagavan, total surrender to Guru. Drop your ego. Put your ego million miles away. Don't bring your ego into Shastras, to Guru, to Bhagavan. Surrender totally to Bhagavan. And what is the nature now, Bhagavan? He has got one whip in hand. We'll understand why he's got a whip. Bhagavan also has got a whip in hand. Okay. And on the other side, he is the person who gives the nectar of Gita. He has milked the nectar of Gita. Bhagavad Gita has been extracted with great, wonderful. Bhagavan, he doesn't have any effort. Effortlessly, he has taken out the nectar of Bhagavad Gita from all the Shastras and given to us. That is the greatness of Krishna Paramatma. And please understand, very, very difficult to understand Krishna Paramatma. Sri Ramachandra, you can understand. Krishna Paramatma, who can understand, is Jnani, I am telling you. When you study more of Bhagavata, more of Bhagavad Gita, more of, especially Uddhava Gita, you study, you will understand the greatness of Krishna Paramatma. In a concise form, this shloka is representing Krishna Paramatma. So I'll give you the word breakdown now. All are all complex words. Samasa padam, samasta padam. Prapanna parijataya. Totra vetraika panaye. Dhyana mudraya. Krishnaya. Gitamrita duhe namaha. See, only when you read together, meaning becomes complete. When I go to the individual word, I'll try to break it up so that you understand the inner meaning of each and every section of a particular complex word. A compound word is a set of multiple words. Like that, we'll go into details if you need. If you think you don't need, sir, so much is not required, sir. You please finish subject fast, sir. Then I'll go very fast. You tell me in the chat box whether you want this level of detail or you want to run fast. You can, like a 100-meter dash, you can finish. Okay, or you want to run like a marathon, slow and steady wins the race. You tell me whichever way you want. Because normally people don't tell so much detail. I am trying to give you as much as possible. Detailed study is required. Lavanya, everybody is saying, slow, okay, slow and steady wins the race. You want slow? Am I okay now? My speed is okay or am I fast now? You please tell me. I purposely am trying to accelerate the speed so that we do some subject. Okay? Very fast. Somebody is saying very fast. Okay. Speed is okay. The chat box is given. I can do the class looking at the chat box. Don't worry. Shastralam Guru inga potrukkaru. I don't need to look at the book. Okay, a bit fast. Somebody saying I'll slow down. But if I slow down, number of slokas will be less. Are you okay? Number of slokas will be less. Okay, no? Okay, fine. Okay. I'm fast. Somebody saying very fast. I'm okay, fine. I'll slow down a bit. I'm okay to see. For the Gita class is for you. Please understand. I have nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Only for you people. You have to become Gita, Dhyana, you should become Jnani. That is the goal. And you should teach 100 people. That is when Gita will spread worldwide. Please understand. The knowledge of Gita should go to everybody. It's the most practical scripture of mankind. Everybody can benefit from Bhagavad Gita. So please understand. I'll go a bit slowly. Speed is okay. Fine. Somebody is saying fine. Good. Now, look at the Anvaya. Now in Anvaya, I'm going to categorize this. Every slokam, please understand, there is a way to study. That is what great jnanis will do to help us understand, appreciate the greatness of a shloka. Chuma blind, I can see the sloka and then go. But there is something wonderful design is there. That is why I say, Sri Madhusudana Saraswati is one of the greatest intellect you can get. The way is packed, the meaning and the different aspects into one shloka is mind-boggling. Normally, if I'll do one sloka a class, each of Dhyana sloka. But in the interest of time, I'm rushing fast. Okay. So now you see, how is the Anvaya here? Now, before I go to the Anvaya, please understand that Bhagavan is being presented here in various aspects. What is the first aspect of Bhagavan? Bhagavan, for elementary people who don't know about the real nature of Bhagavan, is called Karma Phaladata. Please write down. Karma Phaladata means he is the supreme judge, superior than the best judge of International Court of Justice, who gives the results of our action as per what we have done. Whatever karma you have done, we have to undergo the result. We say in English, in Hindi, Jaisi Karni, Vaisi Bharni. I'm equal good in Hindi also. Okay. Jaisi Karni, Vaisi Bharni. What you do comes back to you. What goes around comes around. In US they say, what goes around comes around. So what we do comes back to us. But how it comes, what form it comes, when it comes, and what is the depth, unexpected, expected, We don't know. Our own karma comes back to us. Like a judge, Bhagavan gives us the results of our actions, both good and bad. Please don't think only bad. Good also we are done. That is why we said Bhagavad Gita. Out of billions of people, you are studying Gita because you are done Punya Karma. Please understand, the very fact of sitting today and studying Gita means not many people get this opportunity to study detailed Bhagavad Gita. Please understand. This is ultimate knowledge you can get. That means what? You do a lot of Punya Karma to sit down and study Gita systematically without sleeping. Okay. Right? Fine. So, Bhagavan is one aspect of Bhagavan is karma phaladata. That means what? He is the person who gives the results of our actions. And so, in the process of giving the results of our actions, Bhagavan is believed, or the bhavana here is a disciplinarian. Discipline. Somebody should discipline, right? Our mind is a monkey. We keep on running around somewhere here, there, right? You think we're all jnani, then different. But generally, we need to be disciplined. So, by showing that Bhagavan has got a whip in the hand, in Mahabharata war, there's a whip in the hand to control the horses. See, the horses were being controlled by Bhagavan, correct or not? Bhagavan controlled the horses. Please understand, from a Sarathi, he became a Shastri. There's a Sarathi, charioteer. To a Shastri means what? Great Shastra he gave. One who gives Shastra is called a Shastri. That is a transformation that Bhagavan will undergo shortly. Okay. So, by showing the whip in hand, he controlled the 5 horses, right? And the 5 horses are like the 5 senses. Our 5 senses, which are normally caught in Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandham, Pancha Vishayaha. So, the mind that is always going in these 5 directions will be controlled. And so, when you surrender to Bhagavan, Bhagavan also, by all our results we undergo through our good and bad, happiness and sorrow, is a disciplinarian. So, discipline is important. And once you understand that you need to be disciplined, and you know that everything is not possible by me alone. I can do, sir. I know this, sir. I know software. I know everything. I know how to write code. I'm getting $1 million. That I continues in the mind. Bhagavan will give some wonderful replies through the world. You will not, if you are able to read the signals, then you are sharp enough. The world is the biggest teacher. We call them Vishwa Mahaguru. To the world, through experiences, Bhagavan disciplines us. There's a sloka, wonderful sloka, which says, please don't think that everything is possible by me alone. Bhagavan's grace is required for everything. What does it say? Just like a chariot cannot move with one wheel. Just like 2 wheels are required for any chariot to move. Similarly, only by human effort, everything is not possible. You need the grace of God. Yatha ekena chakrena ratham yasya na gatir bhavet. Evam purusha karyena vina daivam na siddhyati. Somebody can put this, or you can go back and listen to recording. So, evam purusha karyena, only with human effort, you cannot succeed. Vina daivam na siddhyati. Without God's grace, you cannot succeed. So that you'll realize, it will take a lot of years. In Tamil, we say, adipadanam. So you have to get some beatings in the world, then you'll understand only by God's grace will happen. So what you do? As a discipline, he makes you realize that your effort is required, God's grace is required. And so you go and submit to Bhagavan. Like going and sitting below the wish-yielding tree, Parijata Vriksha, Prapanna Parijata. Yeah, you go to Bhagavan and pray. And when you start maturing, initially you start for small things. Sir, let me, as a small kid, we all go around the temple praying to Bhagavan. Somehow I should get 100 marks in mathematics. I should pass the exam. After that we begin. Slowly, then we want wealth. Then we want family. So many things you keep on asking. But you please understand, if you're smart enough, you ask for the highest. Supreme peace, supreme happiness. The knowledge, you ask Bhagavan. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Ask for the highest knowledge. Bhagavan will give that. So you realize that and ask Bhagavan for that. And then Bhagavan will make life easy for you. He will give you a guru. He will give you the Shastram. He will give you the path to get that knowledge. And that's the only way. Bhagavan also, nobody can touch and give this knowledge. Please understand. Anybody is under the false kind of thought process that somebody will come and touch my head, I'll get jnanam. It is not possible. If that was possible, then Krishna Paramatma turned around Arjuna and said, hey, Arjuna, you are now released from all the problems. Here you get jnanam. Did he do that? 700 slokas. Whether Arjuna understood or not, Bhagavad, take this again and again. He went on telling. Correct? Finally, only the jnanam came. Please understand. Jnanam. Shastram padikkanum. You should read the Shastras. So you submit to Bhagavan, ask for the ultimate, and then you get that. And then what does Bhagavan do? He then gives through the Jnana Mudra. I will explain Jnana Mudra wonderfully for you. Through the Jnana Mudra. What is the process? The sadhana. The Jnana Mudra is an indication of sadhana. I will explain that to you. Through that, he gives the ultimate knowledge. Gita Amrita Duhe. He gives the beautiful Gita Amritam. Gita Shastra is not only chanting. Chanting has got a lot of benefits. Please understand. If you chant 6 chapters of Gita equal to 1 Godanam, Punyam kadaikum, nariya punyam kadaikum. But Punyattukku meeri, beyond Punya, beyond the 3 gunas is Jnanam. And that is what we should aim for in this life. So please understand. When I explain the individual words, then you will know how the construction of each of the special meanings of each of the particular word is. The Pada-vibhaaga was one I'm going to Anvaya now. Okay. I'm constantly looking at the clock. Namaha. Namaha, salutations. Namaste, special word, Panini has put. Te namaha, please understand. You say namaste, the breaking, Rajendran sir, is namaha te. So as te namaha, namaste nu solran நம்ம. புரிஞ்சதில்லையா? Namaha. Krishna, yeah, to Lord Krishna. See, I told you, one word is enough. In English, you put 3 words or whatever. To Lord Krishna, Krishna, yeah. And what is the meaning? Vyutpatti we say. Visheshena utpattihi in Sanskritam. For the word Krishna is Sarvan Bhaktan Karshayati. Sarvan Bhaktan Karshati Akarshati iti Krishna. Please understand. He is a person who attracts all the devotees. Sarvan Bhaktan Karshati Akarshati. That magnetic figure of Krishna attracts all the bhaktas. That is why it's called Krishna. Nobody has explained why Krishna is called Krishna. Krishna is called Krishna, Sarojaji, because he's got the capacity to attract all the bhaktas all over the universe, entire universe. Please understand, not only your Bhuloka, all the 14 worlds. So that is Krishna Paramatma. And that Krishna has now got a methodology, now structured study of Bhagavad Gita. The first I told you is Totra Vetraika Panahe. Totra Vetraika Panahe. Totra means a string. Okay. Vetra means a cane. So a string is attached to a cane. You call a whip, no? If you want to have whip, you have a cane and a particular string. Totra means string. Vetra means cane. And then Ekapana, in one hand. In one hand. Ekapana, one hand. So, hey Krishna, you are having a whip which consists of a string and a cane in one hand. And what is that whip? The whip was used by Lord Krishna in his childhood to graze the cows. Gopala. See, in our Shastras, the Go Mata is compared to Veda Mata. Please understand. So, Bhagavan is the protector of the Vedas. So, physically when he came as Gopala, along with the Nanda Gopala and other cowherds, physically, seemingly, is grazing the cows and trying to protect them and grow them. The real Bhagavan protects Vedas. Vedas is the root of all dharma. Vedo-khilo dharma moolam. Please understand. Yada yada hi dharmasya jnanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sdamyaham. To protect the Veda, to protect dharma, Bhagavan himself comes down in different forms to protect dharma and Veda. So one of the things that Bhagavan constantly does in every yuga, Sambhavami yuge, is to protect the Vedas. And so he is the person who not only physically, all physical aspect is there, spiritual aspect is there. In Puranas, your Bhagavata, other physical aspect is being told. When you come to Vedanta, you understand the significance of the physical Leela of Bhagavan. So many things are there to say. Time is not there. Okay. So the physical aspect is protecting the cows. The spiritual aspect, the greater, higher aspect is protecting the Vedas. That's what Bhagavan does. Whenever dharma kshenavarcha, he comes and protects. So whip in one hand, I told you discipline. Please understand, without discipline, you can never hope to achieve success in life. Please tell me anybody who's got some other ideas, welcome. Without discipline, please be disciplined from morning to night. Put a timetable. Get up at that time. Like a clockwork, you do systematically for n number of years. You will see suddenly, have I become such a great person? You will become great. Please understand, great people don't do very, very complex things. They do simple things efficiently. You don't need to stand upside down, conditional walk like in your hand and all. You don't do that. You are doing only simple things systematically, correctly. They say, the common sense is the most uncommon thing in the world. You can talk all fundas, all great knowledge. Common sense, the most uncommon. Simple things are what people miss. Please do simple things correctly. You are destined to be great. Get up in the morning at the right time before sunrise. Do a disciplined life. Keep doing it n number of times for decades. That's when transformation happens and then you become great. Okay. Some people are born great. Some people acquire greatness. Some people have greatness thrust upon them. So we don't want greatness thrust upon us. We'll acquire greatness by constant effort. There's no substitute to hard work and discipline. Please understand. So discipline, you either imbibe by your own or world will teach. The whip of Bhagavan will teach us. So totra vetraika panaye. First, so you get disciplined. Once you get disciplined, then you know, I alone cannot do everything. I will continue to do my effort. See, our Shastra is always very positive. It is neither fatalistic, nor does it say only Bhagavan will do everything. Sir, Bhagavan, avan parthapan. Ne, avan parthapan. Parthasarathi, avan parthapan. Avan parthapan. Provided we do our work. God helps those who help themselves. Imagine, we have to do our duty. If you just keep quiet like this, then nothing will happen. In Kannada, we say, no, Rangaran sir, agadu yendu kai katti kullitere agadu kelasavu bunde. It won't happen. You have to do. It is in your hands. So we then have to do, but at the same time, don't become arrogant. I can do everything. Bhagavan's grace. So prapanna parijata, yeah, prapanna for people who surrender. Parijata, yeah, like a parijata vriksha for people who surrender to Bhagavan. Bhagavan is like the wish shielding tree. As I said, you can ask for dharma. You can say, let me be in the path of dharma. Great. Then artha, I want wealth. A lot of people. Venkatramana, Govinda, give me 1 crore rupees, give me that, right? Why many people go to Venkatramana? Many people also have wonderful, they make Venkatramana's partner in their name. Somebody's name may be Satish. Satish, Venkatramana and co. Who is Venkatramana? Actually Tirupati. So that if you put him as a partner, then money will multiply. So good. Money is required. I'm not saying it's not required, but please don't, that's not the only focus. See, from money, you should do dharmam. Vidya dadati vinayam vinayat yati patratam. Patratva dhanam apnoti. Dhana dharmam tata sukham. From dhanam, you should do what? Dhanam, madam. From money, you should do dharma. Then only you'll get sukham. So, money is required. We don't belittle, but then dhanam go to dharmam. Then, kama, all your desires get fulfilled. No problem. So, ask for the right desires. Bhagavan says later, Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosti bharatarshadha. I am that desire which is not opposed to dharma. That means what? That is opposed to adharma, but unopposed to dharma. Complex word. If your desires are on the path of dharma, Bhagavan will help. As I keep saying, I also tell when we go to Periva and ask for a lot of things, Periva will fulfill valid desires. Number பாட்டுக்கு list வந்து million list போட்டு if you ask Periva to fulfill, it will not happen. Valid desires, dharmic desires will be fulfilled. So pray to Bhagavan for valid desires. And so, prapanna parijata, yeah, it's a wish shielding tree. Okay. Totra vetrika, we understood. Then what you should do finally? Real desire, another one, no? Moksha michuhu, mumukshuhu, become a mumukshu. How many years, how many janmas? How many times you'll come into the earth and go on again and again? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jathare, shayanam, iha samsare. You want to go around this giant wheel again and again? Good luck to you. Ask for that release, ultimate release from the samsara chakram. And that Bhagavan will give. For that, you have to study the Bhagavad Gita. It won't happen by magic. Sit down and study the Shastram properly. And then when you pray for that, Bhagavan gives through Jnana Mudra. Now please understand, Jnana Mudra got special significance. And Dhyana Mudra is a sadhana. Please understand, you got 5 fingers, right? All of you know, can practice. Konja practice panna. Hanumantraji, namaste. See, the 5 fingers, suddenly go Dhyana Mudra. How? Use your right hand. Don't use left hand. Use your right hand. Now, see, this finger, the thumb finger represents Brahman, Supreme Bhagavan. Please understand, without this thumb, these 4 fingers are useless. Can they do anything? The completeness for the 4 fingers comes only. Without this, you cannot write. Can you write like this? Can you do anything worthwhile? You may do very small things, but unless the thumb joins the 4 fingers, this thumb is the most important finger of the five fingers. So the thumb is equated to Brahma Tattvam, Satchidananda Swarupam, Sat Swarupam. So without Sat, without Bhagavan, nothing can exist. Sudhaji, right? Without that, so that this is the one that gives completeness. One. Then now this fellow comes up. This is called Tarjani. If you go to Japa Mandal, you know. Hanumantrao sir, correct? It's called Angushtha Bhyanamaha, Tarjani Bhyanamaha. Tarjani in Sanskrit means troublemaker. Please understand. Tarjani, the meaning itself is like a weapon. Threatening fellow. Threatening, Sanjeev, Suman and Vinodji. This is like threatening fellow and ego. This represents Bhagavan, this represents my ego. Always point figures at the other person. You are not doing, right? Meaning as Sanskrit, threatening fellow. You know, all your parents, grandparents, they say, no, the meaning represents ego. I know, you are not doing properly. So this represents that. So this represents individual called ego. Aham, ahamkaram, mamakaram. Please understand, this represents ahankara and mamakara. This represents Brahma Tattvam or Ishvara Tattvam. It's a sadhana. Then, what is this fellow doing? This fellow is always comfortable with these three. You see, you don't need to make any effort to make this fellow join with these three, correct? You need to make an effort to bring this fellow to join with Ishvara Tattvam or Bhagavan, correct? Just like we are very happy with three things. What are three things we are always happy? Our Rajo Gunam, Tamo Gunam and Sattva Gunam. The three gunas, this represents the three gunas. So always the individual Jivatma, Ahankara, Mamakara is very happily associated with our three gunas. Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna, Sattva Guna. Also the Jivatma has got three types of bodies. When we study body, na solra, Deham. Vedanta we say we got Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram and Karana Shariram. So these three fingers represents two different aspects. One is Rajogunam, Tamogunam, Sattvagunam. Another is Sthula Sharira, the physical gross body. Sukshma Shariram, the one that travels from you when you die. Karana Shariram, the Ajnanam. These three together are the reason for us to be born again and again. Please understand. So happily, Ahankara, Mamakara, I karke, we are attaching ourselves with these three. Moonu Gunam, Moonu Deham. And we are happily thinking we achieved everything in life. Aha, we are there. And so what happens? We are born again and again and again without the Purnatvam. Once you get the thumb only, it becomes Purnam. Purnamism happens only when you get the thumb. So what should this fellow do? The individualistic, egoistic fellow should dissociate from these three. Please understand. Dissociate from Rajogunam, Tamogunam, Sattvagunam. Dissociate from Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram. Individual gets humbled with humility, with bhakti, with shraddha to Guru, to Shastram, to Bhagavan. Try to unite with the Brahma Tattvam, the Ishvara Tattvam. Are you getting what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? It requires effort. It doesn't happen just like that. By effort, you dissociate from Rajas, Tamas, Sattvam. Become Triguna Atitam. Say Triguna Atita, Namo Namo. We can become that. So become Triguna Atitam. Thula Sukshma Karana Sharira Atita Swarupam, actually your real nature. That can be achieved only by Jnanam. You cannot physically throw your physical body. You can only say Naham Dehosmi. Jnanam only can give you that. Naham Manaha. Mano Buddhi Ahankara Chittani Naham Nacha Shrotra Jishve Nacha Ghana Netre Nacha Gyoma Bhumirna Tejona Mayuhu Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Jnanam, please understand. Only by Jnanam. Doesn't require any physical other effort. Don't need to cut off your any of your parts. Purnama Irungo. Have the Jnanam. So by effort, by Shastra, study of Shastras through Guru, you have to be on that. As I keep saying, we used to study every day, 2 hours, 7 days a week, no break. 25, 30 years. Choice is yours. How much effort you put, so much clarity you get. So much clarity you get, so much deep the peace will go. The depth of peace is equal to depth of knowledge. Knowledge. So by the process of effort, the study of Shastras systematically, in a structured way, understand the Shastras. Shastras are meant for us to get Jnanam and the ultimate happiness and bliss. Please understand that. So, by effort, this fellow who was only threatening everybody, think I can do everything myself, Ahankara, Mamakaram, slowly the person understands and says, I should give up my Rajogunam, Tamogunam and Sattvagunam also. You will now have a question, sir. Sattva gunam, let it be there, sir. It gives goodness, sir. Why should you give up? I'll explain later. Vedanta, you'll understand. Even you should go beyond sattva guna. And then once you go beyond those three, and then what happens to jnanam? You totally, you are bereft, means you are removed of your stula sharira, sukshma sharira, karana sharira, and then you unite with the Brahma Tattvam. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Ayamatma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma. That is the Mahavakyam, Upadesham that happens in our Vedas. The Vedas are meant for ultimately giving Vedanta Tattvam, Mahavakyam. Initial part is karma, upasana, preparations. The ultimate is jnanam. So by this, jnana mudra, chin mudra, chit mudra. Chit means pure consciousness. Keep on chin mudra, chin mudra. What is chin mudra? Not chin mudra. Chin mudra is the chin. Chit mudra, chin mudra. Chit means chit swarupam, shuddha chaitanyam. It indicates the pure consciousness is the true nature. So understand? So that is sadhana one has to do. That is chin mudra, that is dhyana mudra. So let us all chant this. Understood? No? Chant this sloka together. Prapanna parijataya totra vetrika panaye jnana mudraya krishnaya gita amrita duhe namaha. Now you understand the sloka? How deep this sloka is. And that's why you should sit down and study. Then you understand the depth. No? Good. Now what we will do is, we will now do three of the explanation of Bhagavad Gita. So I said we'll do both together. No, three of this, three of that. So let's go and revise this. Any other points I left out in the third shloka? I told you the 5 sense organs, Krishna's discipline, karma phala, all I covered. If I left out any of the notes points, you raise. If you got doubt in the notes, please raise it here. I'll answer the question here itself. Clear, no? Okay, good. Next, let's go to the 1, 2, 3 of the see, what we have done is, please understand, we have tried to make the notes as concise as possible. We believe that, you see, 18 chapters, each one should not exceed more than 10, 12 pages. So more than 200 pages, your notes will not be more than 200 pages. We don't want to give Gita of 1000 pages, right? In that, the essence of all the shlokas will be there. And if you're more interested, make other notes also. But concise information is given in this 6 or 8 pages, what I give you. We'll go through the points and explain quickly. I'll try to finish on time. I'm looking at time constantly. Okay. So first point is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavat means divine. Gita means song. Bhagavan came from the mouth of Bhagavan, so it's called Bhagavad Gita. And what is Bhagavad Gita? One aspect is chanting. Very nice. All you can chant. But what is Bhagavad Gita? Gita's goal is to ensure that you attain supreme peace and happiness. It's a manual for peaceful living, harmonious living, accepting everything around you. Okay, that is the goal of Bhagavad Gita. And what is a particular connection? Bhagavan created the entire universe through the Vedas. So Vedas are always the sustaining force, sustaining principle through the, Vedas are Shabda. Shabda means energy. From energy comes matter. E is equal to mc squared. You all know this principle, right? So from energy comes matter. So entire creation has happened through Veda mantras. And so unless you understand how to make sure that by interpretation of these things, you can make your life harmonious around you, you will be always struggling, you'll be fighting. It's unequal war. You cannot fight Lord's creation, right? You have to accept that. And so Bhagavan gave the Vedas to ensure that you follow Vaidika Dharmam, so that you can live a harmonious life. And everybody cannot know the Vedas completely. So Bhagavan then created the Mahabharata, as we told, through Vyasacharya, and then Bhagavad Gita was given, contains essence of all the Vedas. Please understand, Adi Shankaracharya says the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, Tadidam Gita Shastram Samasta Vedartha Sara Sangraha Bhutam Durvijneyartham. So the Vedas contain all, Bhagavad Gita contains all that you need to know from the Vedas. It is difficult to understand, so please follow Acharya, Guru properly, understand. So this is the best manual for you to refer to. Any doubt, any instance, even if you want to go for a marriage, what shloka you should say. Marriage season comes. If you want to advise somebody, what you should say. What is my own learning? How I should teach myself? Everything there is shloka in Bhagavad Gita. So one who can memorize the Gita shlokas will appear very smart. Will be, this person knows a lot of shastras, they will say. Don't need to study any shastra, study only Bhagavad Gita. Rangaran sir, or shastra padcha porom. Okay, right. Then Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, 5th Veda, through Bhagavad Gita came. So the Vedas are the manual foundation for all of us to lead a very, very happy and peaceful life. Vedokhilo dharma moolam pratishilecha tadvidam. Acharasthaiva sadhunam atmanas tushtirevacha. Second point. Go to the second point here. So how is Bhagavad Gita essence of all the Vedas? We've done some picture and all for you so that you understand. We have tried our well best to give pictorially, illustrations, text, charts, so that you all learn the Gita properly. So what does it say? The Vedas are infinite. Ananta vai Vedaha. Veda mantra itself says, Ananta vai Vedaha. Vedas are infinite. From that, Mahabharata is extracted the fifth Veda. Bharatam Panchama with only 100,000 slokas. From that, Bhagavad Gita further extracted to 700 slokas. Only 700 slokas, entire Veda to be learned can be known. And so that Bhagavad Gita gives you the goal. The goal of Gita is peaceful life, harmonious living. And so Bharatam Panchamo Vedaha, Ananta ve Vedaha, Tadidam Gita Shastram, Samasta Vedartha, Sara Sangraha Bhutam Durvigneyartham. And how is the goal of Gita? How do we say, sir, you are saying goal of, I thought Gita is only Karma Yoga, Gita is only Bhakti Yoga, Gita is Dhyana Yoga, Gita is Raja Yoga. How do you say Gita, goal of Gita is permanent peace and happiness? You want to understand the first and the last sloka of the Gita Shastra, please go and analyze. In sloka number 211, where Gita Shastra actually starts, what is Shastra? Last class I explained, Shasti, Upadishati, Trayate, Papat Trayati Shastram, that which protects you from sin, makes you elevated, is called Shastram. So Gita Shastra starts at 211. It says very clearly, Nanu Shochanti Panditaha, Ashochananma Shochastam, Prajnavadamsha Bhashase, Gata Sunagata Sumsha, Nanu Shochanti Panditaha. Panditaha na Anushochanti. Once you get Jnanam, please understand, wisdom alone can make you free from worries. Na Anushochanti. Anushochanti means sorrow. Na Anushochanti means will be free from sorrow. Only from Jnanam you can get rid of sorrow. If you get rid of sorrow, what remains? Only happiness remains, correct? If sorrow goes, what is there? It's not empty. Happiness remains, correct? Radharaman. Okay. So the goal of Gita, right at the beginning, Bhagavan is goal setting. Gita's goal is permanent happiness. And finally he says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vaja vraja aham tva swarapapebhyaha mokshaishyami ma shuchaha. Don't worry. The beginning also, don't worry, be happy. End also, don't worry, be happy. So happiness, peace, no, that is harmonious living is the goal of Bhagavad Gita. So we covered today 3 and 3. We'll see how we go the next class. I hope the pace is okay. Should I do faster? Let me know. Give the feedback. You can all write your feedback to Gita Course 2022. Can you please put the email ID there? Our friends can come on, put that particular email ID. You can send it to email. We also publish some forms for you to fill up. And we will stop today. Time is up. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Tatsate Krishna 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 Krishna. You all chant Krishna's name. Krishna 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 Krishna. No, how many times you chant Krishna's name, so much of punyam you will get. Okay. So Shubhamastu Samasta San Mangalani Bhavantu Satyayeta. Namaste Hari Om. We'll meet again next Thursday morning. Namaste Hari Om.